Hey, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
I'm
you.
Ramsey. How are you doing?
I'm Jade. Good to meet you.
Very well. How was your trip? Welcome to New York.
Thank you.
Is it your first time here?
Yeah, it's really overwhelming, but it's different.
How long was the flight?
Different. It was like 10 hours.
Wow, that's
So
crazy.
a lot of jet lag, so I'm a little bit.
Yeah, the hotel is okay. You're
Yeah.
having a good time there.
Yeah, definitely.
Wonderful.
I went to Times Square.
No
that
way.
was the best part. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it? Was it your first time in Times Square?
Yeah, it was just like the photos. It was so
Cool.
exciting. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, I hope everything went well in your stay so far, and I'm excited to move forward with you today. How does that sound?
Me as well. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so I just want to hear a little bit from you. Tell me a little bit about Dakar Beverages. I just want to get a bit of personal background from you before we talk about the issues that we have at hand today.
Sure. So we're one of 3 of the major distributors in Newmar, our country. As you know, in the past we've had a little bit of political disaster, but in the recent years, or just recently, we had the government come back in, and we're standing on our feet again, and we've been doing really well, and so we are looking to become your distributor, and we're really excited that we have the opportunity.
We're excited as well. So why coming into Newmar? Why did you guys decide this is a good market for you?
As you know, before the political uprising, it was a very prosperous country. We had a lot of wealth, and even though for the past little while it hasn't been that great, we have been able to stick through. So we're thinking that it's going to be going in the same direction from here on out. Yeah.
Fantastic. Great. So I have a couple of questions for you today. But I think the first thing right now is I want to just flesh out some of the issues today at hand. Is that okay with you?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Perfect. So the first thing is I want to talk about, there's three important things I want to talk about. The first thing is distribution, kind of on your end as well as on our end. How can we really work together to create some value and to make sure that we do this appropriately? The second one is the contract. There's some things that I do want to talk about a little bit about confidentiality and moving forward with that. Then the last thing is the community is something that's personal to us, which is a community involvement, relationship building with our community. So that's the 3 things that I want to talk about today. If that's okay with you. That's okay?
Yeah.
Cool. So the first thing I want to discuss is about your distribution. Can you tell me a bit about who your distributors are? Who are you distributing to? What's the history behind all of this?
So we're actually the distributor.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
who are your retailers? Sorry.
So we actually we have a lot of contacts throughout the country. One of our one of the people on our board of directors is actually used to work at a major restaurant chain. So that would be something that would come to great advantage for you guys, is that we could use that contact in order to get your product out. Yeah, and we have a lot of contacts. We've been around for a really long time. We're one of the only distributors in the country, so we have tons of contacts. And yeah.
Cool.
Sorry, I just wanted to ask, what kind of products are you guys looking to distribute? Is it soft drinks?
Yeah, soft drinks.
Okay.
We're right now we're looking at exactly 4, maybe 5 different brands under Densico.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's perfect because that's what we specialize in, soft drinks. So
Right.
yeah, that's what
Which
we
one
do.
is your favorite?
What is it, the orange flavored
Yeah,
one? I forgot what it's
it's a
called.
good one.
Yeah.
I like that one too.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Great. So right now, how many retailers do you sell to?
At the moment, I don't have an exact number, but we have, I don't know the exact number of retailers, but it's about 80% of the market.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's great news from you, actually. So if you had to ballpark the number, what would you put it at? If you're not sure, totally okay.
I'm not sure.
Cool.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So you also spoke a little bit about how in the past there were a bit of financial problems with your company, right?
Not so much financial problems, but I guess more to do with the government.
Yeah, government issues. But you're back on your feet now, you said, right?
Yeah, we're getting back on our feet. we're thinking that because with the new government that we're going to get right back where we were 5 years ago. So
yeah. So that said, now that you're saying you see where you want to get back to where you were 5 years ago, where do you see yourself in the next 5 or 10 years?
In the next 5 or 10 years, we see ourselves as the number one distributor in Newmar. I mean, we think that, especially with this new contract that we're hopefully going to acquire, that we'll get to number one.
I think we can help you with that as well. So, okay, cool. My next question is, right now, if I was to go to a store, let's say one of your retailers, in terms of shelf space, where are you guys placed? Are you eye level? Are you at the bottom? Are you on the first? If I walk in, will Dead Sea Co be the first product that I see? Will it be the first one on the shelf space, or is it a bit in the back?
Sorry, it depends on which distributor, but we typically are at eye level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we were to move forward with the contract here, for me and for our company, it's very important that we're in the front as well. Not just an aisle, but we are the first brand that someone can pick up without having to search through, to go to the very back and grab one. Would that be?
That is something that we can definitely do
for sure. So what is your relationship like with retailers?
We have a very strong relationship with retailers. We worked with the same people for a very, very long time. And like I said, we have a lot of contacts throughout Newmar. And so we've built really strong relationships with them. We've never had anything go south. So
never, ever?
No.
Wow. That's great to hear.
Yeah.
Awesome. Then I'd like to ask you another question as well. So we know that, we both know this, that in Newmar there's quite a bit of, the best way to put this is external factors that are really affecting the company and the government, which means poor weather, security concerns, and bureaucratic delays. How would Dakar Beverages be proactive in battling and combating all of these issues?
Sorry.
So let's say we were to distribute to a retailer. What would Dakar Beverages do to proactively defeat issues like bad weather, security problems, and delays?
Well, my field of expertise is actually sales.
Okay.
So I'm not 100% sure how our company would deal with that. But that being said, we're still in business even throughout all of everything that's happened. So we definitely know how to stay on our feet. We didn't fire any of our employees. We haven't had to sell any of our assets. So we've been able to stick through it. I know my company will find a way.
Cool. So you haven't seen any problems with distribution, in terms of your percentages because of these issues that I mentioned?
There has been a little dip, definitely, because like I said before, they were a lot wealthier, but soft drinks is something that people will still continue to buy. It's not necessarily a luxury purchase, so it's still something that people continue to buy, which is probably why we're still
When you say a little dip, can you give me a number behind that?
I don't have exact numbers with me today, but if you want, I can definitely get them to you.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. So then just a last question about the first issue for me really is, why should I choose Dakar Beverages over other companies?
So I know you're actually in talks with Mabir. Is that correct? Yeah.
That's correct.
We were wondering actually, what made you come to us?
Yeah, that's a great question. We get that a lot actually. So here's what I'm gonna say. We've seen today that there's a very big gap in the market, and that Mabir is no longer able to fulfill what we need. They've gone through a bit of changes internally, and I think moving forward, it's probably beneficial for us to explore some other options. And we're also looking to diversify our product offerings.
Okay. So
that's the main reason we're taking a step back from Mabir right now, and we're looking to move forward with other distributors.
Okay. So your question. Sorry, could you repeat the question?
Why Dakar? What's gonna differentiate you and your company from, let's say, Mabir or another company?
Like I said, I really believe in our company. We've stuck through everything, and Mabir is I would say our strongest competitor. But I wasn't sure this. Yeah, so they're our strongest competitor, but we've been able to slowly start to regain our competitive advantage. We're always changing. We're always acquiring new people to distribute. And I think we really take pride in the relationships that we make with our retailers. Like I said, we have great relationships. We've never had anything go south. And we're always looking to create more relationships. So, yeah.
So just like, what's your company culture like? What's an ideal employee for you?
An ideal employee for us, so it's kind of like a big family, which is something that we really value. We're always looking for people that not only, have the credibility, but are also people that will just fit with our company. So people who are energetic, people who are people who can go out and really believe in our product and sell it and make connections with other people is something that's really important to us.
Fantastic. I like to hear that too, because that's how we work here at Detsico.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah.
I'm very, very happy to hear that. So do you have any questions for me about distribution?
Well, our question, like before we get into the contract?
Right.
No, I don't really think I have any questions for you.
Cool. If at any point you have any questions, don't hesitate to interrupt me or to let me know that you have a question, because that's fine as well. Great. So let's get into it. I have some numbers that I want to present to you that I am hoping we can agree on, and if not, I'm always open to some new ideas. So the contract is going to go a little bit like this. The very first point for me that is a non-negotiable, and I hope this is okay with you and your company, is that the terms of this contract are confidential no matter what.
As in
the information in this contract does not leave between us two. It won't be public ever, even if things go south. We are able to work together in unison, and that this is confidential.
That is completely fine with us.
Great. Yeah. I'm happy to hear that as well. Wonderful. So here's what I'm looking to offer you. Okay. And I'm going to be transparent here with our break-even numbers, just so that it makes a bit of sense for you. We break even at 70%.
Okay.
Right? However, we don't look to only hit 70%. That's not our goal. Our goal is not to be average or just on the borderline. Our goal is to be, just like you said, the number one company in Numar.
Yeah, sure.
Here's what we're offering you guys. I shouldn't say you guys, but what we're offering you as a company.
Yeah.
We've looked at the historical data of how much we spend on other companies. In the past, numbers have gone from 2.6 million to 3.1, even up to 3.3 million recently.
Okay.
What we're willing to offer you is the following. We would like you to be with us for a 12-month period for now. Because of the political instability, we're not sure. We don't want to be in any trouble either on your end or on our end. So we just want to stick to the short term for right now.
Okay.
We're willing to give you $3.5 million to help you sustain your distribution.
At 70% sales?
No.
Okay.
The sales we're looking to hit is 80% for even to consider the possibility of renewing the contract for 1 year.
So it's a flat fee?
So we would get, so the first part is, if you're looking to renew your contract next year, you must hit 80% sales.
Okay.
And the sales, just to be clear, means distributor to retailer. It doesn't mean sellers are buying. It just means that you are able to push the product out to retailers.
Okay.
If you hit 85%, we're willing to look at other options as well moving forward.
Okay.
And this can be something that you and I discussed today if you'd like to moving forward. The last point that I want to discuss on the contract with you is that all of the marketing for your products will be done by Detsico in-house. We hire teams, we have interns all over the world who are working tirelessly and are marketing majors. We don't want to put any more pressure on you and your company to have to worry about marketing. We want to be able to do all of this because we're going to be playing to our strengths.
Okay. I just want to be clear. So
Sure.
You said that at 80% sales,
Right.
it would be at 3.5 million.
Right.
Okay. And that's everything up to the marketing. That was all your terms?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm open to discuss anything else that
Okay.
you'd like to discuss as well. But just so that we're clear, if it does go below 80%, we're not going to move forward next year with the deal because we have to hit our goals for our P&L statements at 80%.
Okay. Okay. So we're looking. So we can definitely. I think we can reach 80%. I obviously can't give you a 100% guarantee that we'll reach 80%, but I would like to counter with at 75% that
Okay.
we would go for 3.5 million, and then from there each. So sorry to just to be clear, you said
Sure.
80 million or 80% sales at 3.5 million,
Right.
and then it would just be a flat fee. Like if we get to like 85, 90, etc.
We can always discuss. So,
Okay.
for example, let's say you do hit 100%. Where would this money be going? If we give you an extra money, where would you want to invest it? Where would you think it would be beneficial for your company? What's the idea there?
Okay, well, typically how we work is that we would start with like a base fee. So we would start at like 75 at 3.5 million, and then for every additional 5% of sales, we would go like another 500,000, like $500,000 is typically how our company works with all our with the other people that we have worked with. As for the money, it doesn't go back into the sales company. It would go into like marketing or into research, company research to see where we can distribute the best places to.
Sure.
Yeah.
So just to play off the marketing idea, because we'll be doing all the marketing in-house, we'll also be doing all of our research in-house. So this way, we would work with you to make sure that we know where we're distributing or know where we're hitting. So that's why my concern comes in, let's say you do hit 80% and let's say we accept the $4 million. I'm not sure where this $500,000 is going to be going if we're doing all the marketing in-house.
Well, we also need, we would also, it's just like general research for our company we do distribute for other people as well. But it would also be for, upgrading our offices. But as for what you guys need, we would also, sorry, one second.
No problem.
Well, it's also for us to get out there and have our name be heard, so that people can be comfortable with who we are. Yeah.
Cool. So you just said, as a quick side note, that you distribute to other people. Who do you distribute for as well?
That's not something that we're actually allowed to discuss.
Okay.
But I can tell you that JetSeco is one of because we worked with you guys in the past, and we've always been very successful with you guys. And you are definitely one of the top.
Cool. I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So the 75% for 3.5. So the 75% for me is okay, but the financial side probably won't work. We don't think we could sustain 75% for $3.5 million. Here's what I will counter your offer with.
Okay.
75% will allow you to do, and we'll give you 3.35 million. So it would be 75% for 3.35. If you hit 80%, we'll give you 3.5. If you hit 85%, we'll give you 3.75.
And so it's going up in
increments of
2.5?
2.5. 1.5. So 6.5. Sorry.
Okay.
3.65. If you hit 90%, we'll give you 3.8. If you hit 95, we'll give you 3.95. If you hit 100%, we'll give you 4.05. 4.2.
Okay.
So we're going up. We're going up in increments of 1.15 million. So $150,000. But we would start at 75% for 3.35.
Okay. Well, I mean, we did work with you 2 years ago. Yeah, and we received 1.87 million, but it was only for a small province in our country.
Right.
And we met our distribution goals, so I actually wasn't around for that time, but
Nor was I.
yeah, I'm thinking that it was probably roughly around the 80%.
Mm-hmm.
So we met our distribution goals, and I know that last year you worked in Yeoman, was it?
We worked last year in
Yeoman.
Yep.
And
in Soman.
In Soman, sorry.
Yep.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but they were paid over 3.6 million, and their country is very, very similar to ours.
Sure.
And that is not with it to account for inflation or anything like that. And I don't believe that they hit their distribution goals.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I can disclose that information either.
Okay.
Just about last year.
Could I counter with, instead of going up 1.5 million, we would go up 2.5, or sorry, not million, obviously.
Yeah.
2.5.
So
yeah.
What you're saying here, just so that
so we would start at 75.
75%.
Yeah.
For 3.35.
Yeah.
Right? And 80% every 5%.
Yeah.
So you're saying 0.25?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be 3.6
yeah.
for 80%. And then would you want this to go at the same rate for every 5%? So if you hit 85%, you get 3.85. If you hit 90, you get 4.1.
And then I think, and then for 95 and 100, because that is obviously
a lot more
exceeding your goals, it would be like $500,000.
Sure. 4.6 if you hit 95, hit 100%, we'll give you 5.1.
Yes. How does that sound?
Just give me a second to look at my numbers and see if what my... Okay, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I like that. So, just so that we're clear, we're starting at 75% for 3.35 million.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We will go up in increments of 5%. If you hit your increments of 5%, you'll get 0.25 million extra until you hit 90%. If you hit 95%, you'll get 0.5 million, and then if you hit 100%, you get 5.1 million.
Yes.
Okay. All this additional money that you will be receiving is being put into development of employees, development of your factory, development of your production.
Yes.
Nothing is to do with marketing. Nothing is to do with advertising.
No.
Okay.
Marketing is
going to be taken care of by Detsika.
That's perfect.
Great. That works for me. That sounds great. Okay. Next thing I want to talk about is the length of the contract. So this, I think we've covered.
Yeah.
So, because of the which I mentioned before, because of the political instability that the company is seeing, that Numar is seeing, we would like to start off with 12 months.
Okay.
However, you must hit 80% for us to renew your contract.
Is that a non-negotiable?
It's a non-negotiable.
Okay.
Right. 80% for the renewable. How about this? If you hit 80% for us, we'll be able to talk about moving forward for the next year, and we'll assess and we'll renegotiate next year and so on. If you hit 85%, we can look at other incentives as well to move forward.
Okay. Okay, so you're looking at 12 months.
12 months. Starting in January.
Do you think we could do maybe a longer contract, but contingent on that if we make it through the 12 months, then we would go for longer?
Can you elaborate a little bit?
So if we wanted to do like a 5-year contract?
So a 5-year contract is very risky, and I'm going to explain why. The reason is because of the political instability, we've seen ups and downs. We've seen, presidents and so on go through our time, and it be very shaky. we're worried that if we do sign a contract that's more than 12 months, it's going to be a little bit difficult for us. What if we do this? We'll do a 1-year contract at 80%. If it goes well, the second year, you must hit 75%. First year. Your second year, if you continue, you have to hit 75% for us to renew our contract the next year. So this way, you still have to do well, but you will only need a lower percentage for us to think about renewing our contract.
Okay. How you're positive that the 80% is non-negotiable?
Non-negotiable.
Okay. Well, I mean, I understand your concerns about our political state, but the military is back in power. It's back on, the side of the government. And I mean, I don't, as things are going, the government is very stable now. So I don't really think that's going to be a concern. But if you want to go with 80% for the first year, and then for the next year maybe we could do 75%, then I think that's okay.
Great.
Yeah. And then 75% from there on out? Or?
Yeah, from there on out.
Okay.
But then you'd only be receiving 3.35.
From there on out.
From there on out. But unless you hit a higher number,
okay,
you'll be able to get a higher number.
No, that seems fine.
Great. So just so that we're clear, we're signing 1 year for now, contingent on hitting 80%. If this is hit, we can look at the second year. And the second year would be, you must hit contingent on 75% moving forward.
Yeah.
So what this means is that you must hit 75% in your second year for us to look at renewing your contract for our third year.
Yeah.
Okay. That works for me as well.
Okay.
Great. Okay. So that's done. The length of contract, confidentiality, we agree that everything is between us. Okay. And then marketing is all us. Great. Do you have anything you'd like to bring up about the content that you think is important for us to talk about, or?
Yeah, actually, I have one more thing to ask you.
Sure.
If we sign this deal, then we will be the only distributors that you're going through in Newbar. So,
no. You guys will be our main distributor, holding the majority of our products. What we're hoping to do moving forward is that you would then take over from our smaller distributor, which is Jade, who is currently only holding 2 of our brands.
So they're the only other distributor you would go
Yes.
through? Okay.
Yeah. But if this goes well with Dakar, we'd like to hopefully see it solely being Dakar.
Okay.
We'd like to maybe we're thinking about straying a little bit away from Jade and really capitalizing. No, not really. We just think with a joint effort we can do a lot of great things. But Jade's contract ends at the end of next year, which is with the end of your first year. And hopefully, if we hit our 80%, we'll then say, okay, it's time for. We won't renew our contract with Jade, and we'll say, Dakar, you now can be looking at carrying more than 4 brands.
Okay, so you're not looking to work with Mabir at all anymore?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Is that a problem? Is that okay?
Nope, that sounds good.
So then I'd like to ask if you think. So here's another idea for you. If you hit 70, let's say you don't hit 75%. Let's say in your first year, let's say you don't hit the 80%.
Okay.
And you hit 75%.
Sure.
We could actually negotiate looking at renewing your contract, but you would have to carry on less brands.
Okay. Well, actually, I feel like we should disclose this to you. I'm not 100% sure if I'm allowed to, but this is all supposed to be confidential, right?
Right.
So we're actually looking to acquire Jade.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I mean, I know that you're that you'll be terminating. The contract's going to be ending soon. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll be your only distributor.
Perfect.
And you are our main distributor if we acquire this. So, I mean, if you want to go at, you said 75?
Sure.
So if we went with 70 instead, just because at the moment...
So we're not going to go lower than 75.
You're not going to go any lower? That's like non-negotiable?
Well, I mean, my non-negotiable is 80%.
80?
But I'm saying, now that you've given me more information, that you're thinking about acquiring Kaid, this won't change. Actually, this won't change at all. It just means that now we're really focusing on having... One sec, just want to make sure it's still going. Yeah. I don't know if I'm trying to thought.
You were saying
but
that,
so now that I know you're looking to acquire Kaid, we'd keep it at 80%. And we just give you all of the brands that you're taking from them.
So, sorry, you said that...
So now that... This actually won't change our 75% because you're acquiring Kaid.
Okay.
And this just means that there's more pressure on you to perform well for us. Because you're hitting this 80%, we're hoping that Kaid will hit the 20%, which gives us all about 100%. Does that make sense?
But our contract starts when Kaid's ends, no?
No, so the end of your first year is the same end of Kaid's first year. So they still have a year left, so they're going to be with us until December. Alright? You will also be with us until December.
Okay.
Once we both hit December, Kaid's contract with us is finishing.
So Kaid's contract is only at 20%?
No, Kaid's contract is only that they're only holding 2 brands. And those brands are Wapple Iced Tea and Everade.
Okay.
And these aren't our bigger player brands in our market. You would be carrying our top 4 brands that perform the strongest.
Okay.
Right? We're hoping that you will hit this 80% and that Kaid will take any of the market that you're not able to hit with Wapple and with Everade.
Okay.
So if the purchase does go through where you take Kaid, you will be our only distributor.
Yes. Okay, so you're not working with okay.
My beer, no.
Okay. So you don't want to go for the 75 anymore. You just
no. We're gonna stick to the 80%, and then the second year we'll look at 75.
Okay. And you're absolutely sure that's like non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, okay, I guess that's fine.
Great.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. And so is that your last question for the contract?
Yeah, that's fine.
Great. The last thing I do want to discuss with you today is, so we're looking, and we've worked pretty hard at trying to get our image and our brand name better recognized within Numar. Mainly, we're looking to do this through what we call our CSR program, our Community Service Relationship Program. So in the past, there have been a lot of companies, like big companies, that have had really inhumane labor and have been treating their employees really poorly. And that's why when I asked you at the beginning of our conversation today, what was your culture like, I was very happy to hear that it's a family-oriented, that you're people's people, and that's what I was very, very happy to hear that. Mm-hmm. What we'd like to do is we'd really like to improve our image. Not that our image is poor right now, but we really want to be the strongest player in the market. By that, we'd like to move forward with our CSR program, which promotes that both yourself and us are working together in humane conditions and that our employees are being treated right. So that's our first idea. We'd like to also say this. If you are able to hit our goal of 80%, we will put your name as well on this program. So saying Dakar and ourselves are able to work together, and Detico are able to work together to create this amazing place to work. Because we feel that this is going to really build our brand and really build our image.
Okay. Well, actually, I mean, that sounds like a great idea, but DACRA is kind of known in Newmar for being a great place to work. Like I said, we didn't fire any of our employees. We stuck through it. And so would it be, I mean, that sounds great, but it's just not exactly like we would still be on board with it, but would the funding come from?
It would come from us.
Okay.
Yeah, the funding will fully come from us.
I mean, yeah, that sounds great for you guys. But I mean, that being said, if it's something that's really important to you, would it be possible for us to change the sales percentage?
We can. So how much? Okay, how about this?
Okay.
We will start at 75% at 3.4.
At 3.4.
And still go up in the same increments. So we'd have 3.4, 3.65, 3.9. This is 75. This is 80, 85. 90 will be 4.15. And then 95 would be 4.55. And 100 would be 5.15.
Can I ask why the CSR program is suddenly so important to you?
Not suddenly. We've always had this idea that we want to make sure that people are aware that we are just human beings, and it's not fair on other companies who are doing things that are inhumane or not appropriate. We want to show that we are an amazing place to work.
Okay.
We think that this does two things. In the short run, this creates our brand awareness, both by building brand recall and recognition. By seeing our name on the CSR program, they'll be able to say, oh wow, I know this brand from somewhere. That's recognition. The recall is when they go into the stores and they say, that Detsico, that's familiar. I'm going to buy their products and I know that they're, one, it tastes good, which is delicious, and two, that, you know what, I'm going to buy this to support that people are actually being treated right. That's in the short term. In the long term, we're looking to really try to change the culture behind working in Newmar. Because it is an amazing place to work, and we're very adamant that it's unfair that people are being treated poorly.
Okay. Have you had in the past like any?
No, we've had no issues in the past, but we just think it's a stand we'd like to take as a company.
Okay. So you want to go 75 at 3.4?
Yep. But you must hit 80, and we'll give you 3.65.
Okay.
It's a bit more money for you guys. You can use it for whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I'm very excited for this program personally. I think it's a big step forward for us.
Me as well.
Great. Do you have any more questions for me?
I don't think I do.
Oh, I do have one more question that I forgot to mention.
Sure.
So, I have a couple more questions. How confident are you that you're going to be able to hit this 80%? Just as a...
Okay, well, we're not... For 80%, in all honesty, I don't know if we'll be able to make 80% at this moment, which is why we're a little bit iffy on, going with 80%, but you seem very adamant about it. But, I mean, like I said, we're acquiring... Jade, and we're working, our other competitors, Mabir, and that's our only other competitor, and you're not working with them, so it'll be easier, and you are a big company, of course, so people know your name, and so it'll be good for us, but we're not 100% sure that we'll get to 80%, but we're pretty confident that with the new government and with people starting to prosper again, that it's going to be very, very possible for us.
Fantastic. Okay, great. Do you currently have any relationships with retailers that you're thinking about doing a partnership with as well, or moving into more retailers and so on?
We're not. We don't have anyone totally new that we're looking at the moment. We did just, we are starting to get back on our feet, but like I said, we have one of our board of directors used to work at the largest chain restaurant in
Right. Oh,
Mercer.
yeah, that's true. I forgot about
that. So he'll be able to distribute into those restaurants.
Okay, great. I think that's it on my end. If you have any more questions, please feel free to ask them. This is a super open conversation, so I just want to make sure that we are all settled up.
I don't believe I have any other questions. I think we're good.
Great. So, just to do a quick final recap, so
Sure.
we're all on the same page. We're excited to bring you guys on board. That's the first thing I'd like to say. In terms of the contract, we're looking at a 1-year contract for now.
Yeah.
If you hit 80% of the sales, we'll look to renew your contract. If we do renew your contract in the second year, it'll be at 75% for the rest of the 4 years, or however long you think it's important for you to stay in here. You'll be working with 4 of our main brands, 4 of our biggest player brands in the market, which we think you guys will do very, very well with. We'll be giving you $3.4 million to start off with. Sorry, we'll be giving you $3.65 million to start off with. This is contingent that you hit the 80%.
Sorry, we're not starting with the 3.4 and then
put
contingent on the, okay.
Sure, let's start off. So we're starting, that's my bad, but starting at $3.4 million. Okay? If you contingent that you hit 80%, we'll renew it. We're expecting you to hit 75% for this 1 year, though.
Sure.
Right? And then it's going to be going up in increments of $200,000, $250,000, for every 5% until you hit 90%.
Okay.
At 90%, sorry.
It's okay.
At 90%, it'll go up by $500,000 for the next 5% increment.
Okay.
But let's say you hit 79.99%.
Sure.
You're going to be stuck at the 3.4. So let's say, actually, this is a bit harsh.
Okay.
Let's say you hit 78%,
Okay.
you haven't hit your 80. So you're going to be stuck at the 3.4. You won't hit the 3.65 unless you go greater than 80%.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same thing goes for these guys. If you hit 94% or 93%, you're still at 4.15. But as soon as you hit 95.0001 or whatever, you'll be at 4.55.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
Great. This is going to stay confidential, strictly confidential between yourselves, between Dakra and between Let's Go. Right?
Okay, yes.
Cool.
Sorry, I actually have one more question.
Sure.
Will the contract, depending on, obviously for the first year, this will be our contract for the first year, but after, the second, third year, because we're sure that we'll be able to negotiate those contracts, we'll be able to renegotiate the pricing?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Perfect.
for sure. Great. The last thing is that all the marketing will be done in-house. So from Vertical, we'll take care of advertising, marketing, so that Dakra is really able to focus on distribution and hitting their goals.
Okay.
Right? In terms of the CSR program, this won't come off to you in any way. It's going to be us doing it in-house as well, spending some money trying to really promote our, the way we work and the positive culture that we're instilling moving forward.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds perfect. Yeah.
Great. Wonderful.
Awesome.
That's it. Have an awesome day.
Thank you.
Hopefully your stay here isn't too bad, and we're excited to do business with you.
I'm sure it'll be fun. Thank you.